So I thought I'd start this episode just with the idea of passing. I've said it in one of the shorts, and I don't know why. I don't know why passing affects goal scoring. But Adolfo, we can all agree that he scores more goals than he should. Obviously, here he's not. He's probably not playing as a centre forward. I will speak about forwards at some other time. However, his main attribute is passing here, and I don't really understand why. But he scores way more goals than he should based on his off the ball. And so passing is the theory that we had, which we tested, and it does seem to be a thing. Obviously, agility being high as well, always useful. And then I picked Dunwell, but added him to the short list because Dunwell is very similar. So Dunwell doesn't really have great off the ball, so he shouldn't really score many goals. But obviously, look, he just absolutely scores masses. And you can have players with high finishing that score none. His pace isn't exceptional. His jumping's okay, but his braving's not that great. I know 13's fine, but creativity and passing here seem to get him a lot of goals. So if you reduce his passing or reduce his creativity, he becomes much worse. And again, I don't know why. I don't understand it, but that's just how it is. So I think what's encoded in the game is when the player's close to goal, it checks passing as opposed to shooting or finishing. That'd be my guess. I've no idea. I'm not a coder. It's just playing many hours of the game. So there was that. Then Johnny Allen, his roll's pretty bad this time. So his off the ball's only 8, although he's still got his pace of 20 and his finish of 21. So again, we could put his passing up because his creativity's okay, and he'd probably score more goals. So he's not like as good on this roll. I've seen rolls where his off the ball is 15 to 20, and he absolutely scores masses. Same with Blinkhorn actually. And again, I don't really have go-to players on this game. So Blinkhorn's the same thing, although his off the ball's a little bit better. His heading's probably a bit too high. So I don't really have go-to players on this game that I'll always sign. I just get bored of doing the same thing. So I will try and sign different ones. I did reference Michael Jack, who is an obscenely good player. So I've added I will take these off the short list when I've done this. So he's got the flair 20, off the ball positioning, passing. So he's got a lot of things going on. He's not a natural winger for me. I like to play him as a central midfielder if I sign him. I generally don't, but he is a very good player. He just isn't a single position. I will buy him as a stopgap and sell him on. And then I put a couple more players on the shortlist. I've got Tony Sullivan. So I was saying that, again, I'm not going to sign Tony Sullivan unless he comes from a scout search. He's someone that if you want a low price centre forward, he's an exceptionally good goal scorer, worth picking up if you need one. Again, he's got off the ball finishing. And then there was one more player that I added, but I can't remember who it was. Oh, that was it, Marcus Linchina. So if you play the update, which is the 0.68, this guy starts on a free, and I'd go as far as saying he's the best player to pick up on a free. He's absolutely incredible. I play him centre forward, I play him as an attacking midfielder, I play him as a central midfielder. He's absolutely obscene wherever you play him. Goes all the way up to the Premier League. Great player. Would have been if I was doing this on 0.68 and I went to Argentina and Italy first to try and get him to proc on the scout search. However, that's it for these players. Just out of interest, just while we're here, my scouts have finished in... Where have they finished? In Norway, and we've picked up these two players that I might sign. So we've got a right winger here. He's got technique, dribbling, balance, pace, off the ball. Very good. 30,000. Could probably pick him up. And then I've got Thomas Ass, who's got pace, dribbling, balance, off the ball, technique. Another right winger. Another one that I might be able to get this one, but I'm not sure I'll get him so cheap, so I'll get him. And then, and I've got Christian Carlson, good name. He's got creativity, passing, technique, and dribbling. Don't usually like dribbling with creativity and passing. I like dribbling like on its own because it doesn't seem to synergise well with them. However, he's pretty cheap, so I'm going to buy him as well, and we'll see how he plays in the match engine. So that's for Norway, and I think everyone else is still searching. So that's the first one. I'll see you before we play Sunderland in the cup. Oh, last thing. Darlington obviously is now the best player in the league, 7.83. If it wasn't for his injury, he'd have been there before that. Okay, see you in the next bit. So, time to play against Sunderland. I know a lot of people consider Julio Arca as the best left-sided player on the game, or one of the best. He is very good, although I would never sign him. Obviously, I've already given my opinions on these. Phillips, disgusting. Off the ball, pace, long shots, jumping, bravery, agility, flair, finishing. The only problem he has is he's too good because his tackling's 11, so that means that his finishing and his off the ball isn't as high as someone say. If his tackling was 3 and his positioning was 3 and his crossing was 3 and his decisions were 1, his anticipation was 2, then he'd score a lot more goals. However, I do think this is going to be the end of my League Cup. FA Cup one, not in the League Cup, am I? Not in the league. David Bellion, very fast player. He should have pace of 20. He's very, very fast at Manchester United. Anyway, yeah, pretty much that. We're going with Lovgren up front. I'd like him on the right wing, but I think he's just better than my other players. So, yeah, last game in the Cup. Anything less than a 3-0 defeat and I'll be happy. This team is just too good. I was just going to check on something. Kilbane. Yeah, so one of the reasons that elite players are elite is because of their physicals and mentals. And regardless how good your freaks are, if they can't compete physically and mentally with the other players, it's going to be an issue. Now, obviously, my team can't compete. My team just aren't good enough. So we can't. There's nothing much that we can do. I need to get players that have got better physicals. So, pace of 13, jumping of 15. I guess that's okay. But really, we need more physical strength. I believe some guy did a test where he made all the United players much worse, and they still won the league or something. I can't actually remember now. There was something mad that he did. Okay, so clearly Rodriguez coming on, scoring his first goal. Oh, I meant to bring Capdevere on. So yeah, this is one of the problems, that when they're physically good, they will just win all the tackles, all the headers. So it's really, really hard to beat teams like this until I get faster, stronger, better players. That's going to be an issue. I almost champed them, didn't I? Right, I will see you at the next game. So we are playing Northwich again. Already played them too many times. I hate them. Hate playing them. Let's go. Nice to see Plunkett. Nice to see Plunkett scoring a goal. So it's important for all of your players to be capable of scoring, I guess. I've got my new right winger, Haraldson, coming on for Spinelli. Spinelli's not been too great. He's got dribbling, he's got balance, he's got technique. They're not that great. We've not been playing great. That's a problem. Lovgren can come on, and Haraldson can move to the centre. So a while ago, not on this save, I basically created some super players at Northwich. Some incredibly good super players at Northwich. They're not here now. Richard Lee. So is this another goalkeeper that's played against me? I'm not sure. This time he hasn't got a man in the match. Peter Henning has. What formation is it? So 3-4-3 again. John Dawson. I know John Dawson in real life. Nice guy. Nice guy. Thought he would have made it actually. Very good player. So that's it for the game in the FA Trophy third round replay. Peter Henning just absolutely dominated the defence. Nice to have an American there, building the wall, obviously. Okay, see you in the next one. Okay, so my scout that I can't remember where they even were. I think they were Central America. Maybe. Maybe not. They might. Oh my word. Is this the Caribbean they've been to? No. So, it might be the Caribbean they've been to, not Central America. No, this is Central America, isn't it? Jeez, how bad's that? Not knowing my geography of that part of the world. Anyway, they found this guy, Orlando Lopez. Not seen him before. Looks really good. Decent finishing, dribbling, off the ball, balance, jumping, technique, flair. I would like him to have a little bit more agility. However, I'm not quite sure that'll be a thing, so I'm going to pay the money for him. And then I'm going to kick this game off. Up front, Plunkett's better than Darlington. We're second in conference. We've got 4 games in hand over Boston, who are a point above us. 1 game in hand over Doncaster on the same points. This will be quite a tough game, especially now our defender's injured. Always good to have an injured defender. Haroldson scored his first goal, so he's my new central midfielder. I should have shown you that I've started playing him instead, because my normal central midfielder is injured. Here is Haroldson. He's the guy with the dribbling. I said might be a winger, might be a central midfielder. Maybe, I can't really remember. I'm going to put my alternate forward as right winger. You can go left wing. Cap de Villa, you can go up front. And we will... Okay, obviously we'll concede a few goals. Thank you, Mick Morton. So our team is starting to get a bit better, although it's not perfect. God knows what's going on here. 3-3. 3-3. So we move behind Doncaster. Not great. Not great, that. Ryan Caldwell scoring a goal. And obviously, like I said before, when you've got a league game before cup games, I've always certain you just play worse. Although that said, we did beat Chester 5-1 up there. Before the FA Cup, we drew with Doncaster. We beat Dagenham there. Maybe not. Who knows? Right. I'll see you in the next bit. Okay, next game is versus Torquay in the Cup. And we've got not our full strength team, but we are better. So sorry, the cat's just being mad here. This just needs to go in the kitchen, I think. Plunkett scored. Obviously, Torquay have got the irrepressible David Graham, who I would really like to own, but that's never going to happen because he'll go before he gets on my shortlist. Okay, we don't really have we don't really have any substitutes that we want to bring on. So Lovegren from his right wing position. So they had 4 shots to be on target. Nichols playing 4-4-2. Ian Williams. Again, you can pick him up. He is someone good at the lower divisions who does score bucket loads of goals. Forgot about him when I was talking about my attackers. Okay, let's go on to the next game. So just out of the Welsh search, where he picked up Paul Evans, who has decent physicals. His tackling's not great. His positioning's good. His aggression's good. So I'm going to try and pick him up, just to give me some more steel in the centre of midfield. Oops, I need to send him somewhere else other than Wales now. Argentina, amazing. Okay, so team's pretty much at full strength. Lovgren is a little bit unfit. I try not to play anyone that's below 90% fit. Well, generally 95% fit, but 90% fit here. Let's play Hayes. Great debut. Actually the perfect start to a game for a player. I think that's Courtney Naylor, isn't it? We spoke about him before. Very good player, worth buying if you're in a lower division. He's not one of my perfect players, but he always does well because of his physicals. Haraldson doing well on the wing. Sometimes I just sacrifice the centre back to make it 2-5-2 because you don't really need a middle centre back. Sometimes I'll sacrifice the defensive midfielder to make it 2-4-2. But this time we'll just keep it as it is. Simon Sturridge. I'm sure he's better than he should be. So let's have a look. Where is he? Courtney Naylor. So lots of interceptions. The game doesn't really reward interceptions, which is a bit mad. Simon Sturridge, a lot of interceptions. So you can see players with pace always cause problems because physicals really are prioritised by the game. What was Lopez sent off for in his first game? Was that the first thing he did? Doyley was punched in the face. So 5 minutes in, he just punched somebody in the face. Probably being quite annoying with his 19 positioning. Okay, so we're through in that game. I'll see you in the next video, I guess.